Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Martin Cliffe here, and in this video, which isn't one of my usual Thursday videos, I thought I would give a tour of my guitar collection. A couple of people have asked to see this. There have been a few changes, or at least a few amalgamations and stuff recently, so I'm going to just very briefly show you my guitars. Starting with a couple that don't need plugging in. So this is my Yamaha APX 502 in Oriental Blueburst, I think it is. It was a very affordable acoustic guitar when I bought it. It was the first guitar I bought in Hong Kong while I was still waiting for my other guitars to arrive on the ship. But it's a really nice sort of playing and sounding guitar. Very light, very comfortable as an electric guitar player. The neck's quite thin, so and it sounds pretty good. It sounds really nice plugged in. I haven't got that set up at the moment, but so it's a great kind of strumming guitar. So it's very, very portable, very convenient. It's strung with what are they? D'Addario, the nickel bronze 10-47 strings, which I'm really liking. And I've changed the tuners. It has hip shot open gear locking tuners on it, but I put the traditional Yamaha tuning pegs back on because that was a straightforward, just unscrew and replace job. So it looks from the front identical. It's just got the locking tuners, which means that string changing is much easier, much quicker, and because they sit less proud of the headstock, it also means they're less likely to get caught on stuff, particularly in a gig bag or whatever. So that's number one. My other acoustic guitar, you may recognise if you've watched my channel for a long time, is my Ovation 12 string. I can't remember the model number. It is a 2758 AX in New England burst. I bought this in 2010 when my grandmother passed away with some of my inheritance, and it wasn't with me for a few years. It was my dear friend Michael, who passed away earlier this year. He had it. But when he passed, I sort of got it back from them. So it has a special place in my heart for both reasons. Because it was it bought kind of in memory of my grandmother, and then also because of my best friend having it. Sounds really good plugged in, sounds really nice acoustically as well. It's quite hard work to play, the action's pretty high, so I do need to do a bit of tweaking to it. I don't know exactly what strings are on it at the moment. I am going to restring it with some D'Addario and nickel bronze, but I'm waiting for some locking tuners to arrive that are somewhere on the way from America. Again, the hip shot open gear ones with the UMP, so it's a very simple swap out. The universal mounting plate, that is. So once I get those, I'll slap them on, restring it, and we'll be good to go. But I need to, as I say, do a bit of tweaking. I think maybe the truss rod needs a bit of an adjustment or something. But it's a lovely guitar, has plenty of body. It was featured quite a lot on the second Voyager Project album, particularly on Second Best Friend. It's currently tuned down to D, but I can't remember the song, but anyways. That one. So yeah, it was all over that record, and particularly that one track, and Half the Sun as well. Yeah, it's a really beautiful guitar. I'm not an acoustic player by any stretch of the imagination, but these two are pretty cool and both pretty special. But let's move on to something else. So the last thing I have before I plug in is definitely the instrument I've had the longest. This is my one and only bass currently, my trusty Yamaha TLB-42. Gotta love Yamaha names. This I got for my 21st birthday. I actually got it just before, so I got it at the end of December in 1998. So I've had it nearly 18 years. It was a present from my parents for my 21st birthday, and I will always have this bass unless something terrible should happen and it gets stolen or something. But unless that happens, this will be always with me. It is 35-inch scale length. I haven't got a bass amp in here, so I can't plug it in so you can hear it. But it's just a fantastic bass. I use it this morning for playing church. I use it quite a lot. I've had other basses. I've had another one of these and it felt completely different, sounded different. So that one moved on. But I had a TLB6, which then Ed Cook, who was the bass player for Voyager Project for a while, and also in the Timber Merchants, he bought that off me. I didn't go on with that at all, and I had a fretless jazz bass copy, a Japanese jazz bass copy. I think they're the only other basses I've had during this time. I don't think I had any of those for more than about 2 years, but this one, as I say, I've had a long time, and it's very much a part of me. It's had a hip shot detuner, so I can drop the low E to D. That's been on since I got married. It wasn't a wedding present, but I did actually get it on my wedding day, because I ordered it through a friend who was in the worship band at the church we were at the time, and it happened to arrive at the right time for him to give it me. So that was July 2002. So that's been on a long time. It's strung with D'Addario NYXL 40 to 95. Normally on a 34-inch scale length bass, I would want 45s to 100s, but on the 35, I find them a little bit stiff, particularly playing slap. So the 40 to 95 is really good. Good active electronics. This one, all my guitars have locks. Well, they have DSL straps, and all my electrics have the lock system as well. This one has I have 3 strap buttons on my strap, so I can adjust it to different positions depending on how I'm playing. So if I'm sort of playing fingerstyle, I want it on the longest one. If I'm playing slap, I want it on the shortest one, and then for sitting down and playing in the studio, I'll tend to have it on the middle. So that's my bass. I am hoping to get a new bass at some point in the next few months. I've seen what I want, or I saw what I wanted a long time ago, so I'm going to save up for a couple of months and get an Ibanez 5-string, all being well. Okay, next up is my first electric, and I'm kind of going from cheapest to most expensive, I guess, or I don't know, weirdest to the ones I play the most, perhaps. So this is an Ibanez BBM1 Ben Bruce signature model guitar. I'd never heard of Ben Bruce at the time. I had to look it up after I bought it. Basically, I wanted an FR series, which is the Tele style, because they're cheap, and I wanted something to tune with Nashville tuning. This is the only guitar I have. My bass also has it, but this is the only guitar I have with 24 frets. I'm not a big fan of 24 frets. And this, as I say, is tuned Nashville. It also has a kill switch, which is kind of funky. So Nashville just means so the bottom 4 strings are tuned up an octave. So it's great for layering chords on. And I've commented before that I've got some slightly weird wiring going on. I think I got a wire crossed quite literally when I was soldering it up, changing the pickups. But it has this kind of thing. I've just plugged straight into the amp, which is my Ignatius tweaker, and it's mic'd with an i5. So you may hear a little bit of reverb on it, but other than that, I am going through my pedal board, but everything is switched off. So it kind of has neck humbucker, sort of thinner sound, a really thin kind of lo-fi FM, AM radio sound. And much quieter but quite a pleasant tone, which is great for recording, and just doubling your rhythm part. Bridge humbucker. And what I like about having the Nashville Strong guitar, I should say the pickups in it. This is a Tomasio AT1 on the Timmins pickup. This is an old PAF Pro that I had in one of my old GS100s, and it's actually pink, the pickup itself, but I got a black plastic cover and stuck it on it. And you wouldn't know unless you looked very closely at the right angle that it got a pink pickup in there. It was just a pickup that I had, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. The AT1 I got for like 350 Hong Kong, which is like 30 quid at the time. So $45 US maybe. It was half price in a sale anyway. And that's pretty much it for this guitar. Strung with ordinary D'Addario XLs because they don't make a Nashville set in NYXL, and I can't remember what the set number is of the Nashville set, but it's the only one they do. It's 10 to 26 or something like that. So yeah, and what I like about it is, as opposed to trying to record an electric 12 string, which are never quite in tune and intonation's always off, and that I can get this intonated and record it alongside another guitar part. And it will really, you'll still get that jungle, but you can either pan them stereo or have them together, and it'll sound like a perfect 12 string, and there is no such thing as a perfect 12 string. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's a fixed bridge, so I don't have to worry about anything going out of tune or any weirdness. Yeah, so there we go. Next. So this one may look quite familiar to you. Snowy, what can we say about this? It's 2003 Ibanez JS100. I've had it since about September 2004. I think I bought it new, but it had been sat on the shelf for a while, obviously. This was my #1 guitar for years. Tomasio D-Sonic in the bridge, Tomasio N Norton in the neck. Despite the fact that the Edge 2 is one of my favourite trem systems, this one I have a tremolo no on in the back, because I never use the trem these days, but it gives me the flexibility if ever I need to unlock it. All of my tremolo bridge guitars, all 5 of them, have tremolo nose in and 4 springs as well as a tremolo no feature, so they're pretty locked in. So it means I could get them set up perfectly and then they don't go out of tune. This has NYXL 12 to 60 strings on, and it's tuned down to drop B. So it's B. There's clearly something not quite happy about this guitar. B, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, C sharp. So it's like a drop D guitar, just down 3. And I'm considering taking it up to drop C instead of drop B, but So yeah, other than sounding like it needs a new volume pot, this has been Old Faithful. It is direly in need of a refret, or a fret crown or something down on the lower frets. But with the heavier strings that's less of an issue, and unfortunately, even though it was a very special guitar to me and was my main guitar for like 9 years, it has since been passed over. Such is life. So, Beastie, my most well-travelled guitar, in that it came with me, well, it came on the ship to Hong Kong, and then took it back to England, and then to come back to Hong Kong with me last summer, or Christmas. I don't know, I brought it back from Hong Kong at some point, and it's, again, like Snowy, is in need of a refret. It's not quite as bad, but I was having issues with tuning stability on it. That's why I originally took it back to England. It's got a tremolo on it, again, same pickups actually as Snowy at the moment. But this one, I've raised the action up a little bit, and I'm using it for slide. It's currently in open D, so D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, and it's great having a guitar in a open tuning for slide. It's maybe not the guitar that you would first think of when you thought about slide. Let's play a black Ibanez, but what can you do? It was the guitar that fitted the role best. So I've got 12 to 54, I think, or 56. I think 12 to 54, whatever the NYXL 12 set is that isn't the crazy 61, because that's on Snowy. Again, this is so familiar to me, this guitar, the neck profile and everything else. I've played it for so many years. It's 2004, as opposed to 2003. I got it like 6 months later. It's interesting, I think over the years I've had 7 Ibanez JS's. At one point I had 6 at one point, at one time. 5 JS100s and the JS600 with a fixed bridge, which I should never have sold. But the 2 that I've still got are the first 2 I got, because they were the ones that I fell in love with. And again, I have no intention of selling anything that, in terms of guitars, that I currently have, because they all meet specific needs, and they all sound awesome. So yeah, this is, again, exactly the same story as Snowy, just set up for slide. And yeah, crazy high output pickups, but they wound a long way down from the strings. Just works. Okay, now we're on to the fun stuff. This is my 2016 Gibson Les Paul Traditional, in iced tea. Apologise, I'm a little bit rusty, but this is all stock. This is the one guitar, other than my 12 string, that I've got the 3.5 inch wide strap on, because it is a little bit heavy. It's 8.9 pounds, I think, which isn't too bad for a Les Paul. And it's one of the new traditionals. As with my acoustic, my Yamaha acoustic, I have changed the tuners. I kept the original tuners, and I put on the hip shot open gear, because they're lighter locking tuners with the universal mounting plate, which meant I didn't have to drill any new screw holes or anything. So if I ever wanted to sell this guitar or whatever, I could put the original tuners back on, no problem at all. But again, it means that they're easier to string than a lower profile, so it doesn't snap on stuff. And yeah, it's just a great sounding guitar. I haven't used it for enough yet. Output wise, it's quite a bit higher than my Surs that I'll come on to, but a little bit quieter than the Ibanez, so it just requires a little bit of a kind of careful hand in terms of adjusting pedals and stuff to it. But plugged straight into the amp, it sounds fantastic. And this is strung, it's tuned standard, and it's strung with actually NYXL 10-46 set, except the bottom string is a 44 from a 9.5 to 44 set. It will become apparent on the next guitar. So here, as I introduced in one of my more recent videos, is my Trans Purple Solar S4, which I think is the only electric guitar. In fact, I think it's the only guitar I've got that I bought second hand, although you wouldn't know it except that the scratch plate is rather scuffed, but you can't see that unless you get the light just right. And this is in drop D. So this has 9.5 to 44 set, but with a 46 on the low E string. So what I do is I restring this at the same time as the Les Paul, take the low E string from the Les Paul set and put it on this, and take the low E string from this and put it on the Les Paul. So it's currently still got the SSH Plus in the bridge, along with the ML single coils. It will be having an SSV Plus in once it arrives, and it will be getting a Pearl scratch plate. But they're both still on order from Sur at the moment. And this one doesn't have a stainless steel fretboard. It's just got the standard frets, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, it's still you know, a really nice playing, nice feeling guitar. If and when I ever get it refretted in 10 years or so, then I would get it refretted with stainless steel frets, just because I really like how they work. But for the moment, this sounds pretty good. And again, it's got the tremolo now, blocking the bridge because I don't use the tremolo. But if I ever need to, I can do that easily enough. Just unscrew the back plate, loosen up a couple of thumb screws, and put the bar in, and it will work great. This is the guitar that changed my life. This is my Blue Sur S4 that I affectionately just call Blue. It's been upgraded cosmetically a couple of times. It came with black knobs and a black pickup select switch and a Zebra SSH Plus. I put a white SSV Plus in, and that's my favourite bridge pickup. And recently I've put a pearl scratch plate on, which I don't know how easily you can see. It's got stainless steel frets, locking tuners. It's just a wonderful, wonderful guitar. This I bought. Again, it's a sort of slightly sad and therefore special guitar to me, in that I got it when my granddad passed away a couple of years ago, and this really changed kind of my outlook on guitar, in the sense that I'd been playing Ibanez Super Strats for a long time before this, and this is a slightly more traditional guitar. It's the first guitar with single coils I've had for many years, and I love it. Again, it's got tremolo no in, so it stays in tune, and I can do all the country bends. It just plays great, fits my hand perfectly. It's the even C slim neck with the heavy frets. Yeah, just perfect in every way. So again, 9.5 to 44 D'Addario NYXL strings. DSL strap locks. Jobs are good. So this is the one guitar that has not shown up on any YouTube videos or anything else, other than I think you caught the headstock in my studio tour video earlier this week. This is a trans black Sur Standard Pro, which is basically what the S4 became, but it comes with the pearl scratch plate and stainless steel frets as standard. I've swapped the pickup out in the bridge with SSV Plus because I much prefer it to the SSH Plus as a complement to the ML single coils. I like the SSH Plus, but this is more balanced, I feel, and more vintage sounding. It's got a tremolo no on it because that's what I do. It's got strap locks, it's got DSL strap. So it's essentially the twin of Blue. I don't have a name for it yet, although I have a name in mind. But this I ordered a couple of months ago, and I was expecting it to arrive in October, but it came early. So I ended up getting, well, effectively, to me, 2 new Surs in the space of about 3 weeks, which was a bit of a shock. To the bank balance, apart from anything else, but it was, yeah, one of those things. It is an amazing guitar because it's a standard Pro, just like the 2, and this is the guitar that is me. So there we go. Yeah, it feels almost exactly the same. Obviously, Blue's a little more played in, but this will get there. Just fabulous. Okay guys, I hope you found this little tour of my guitar collection interesting. Please comment, like, subscribe, whatever, share. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Don't forget to check out my music. The Thinking Tree EP, it's on iTunes and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. And I'll be back on Thursday with another video, which is going to be a look at my pedal board. I've stripped down my pedal board. So I haven't been using it today, I've just been plugged straight into the amp. But I'll do a pedal board tour of the new board, and stuff on Thursday in my regular video slot. Till then, take care. I'll see you soon.